Hello, my Nova friends. It is time to talk about our February housing market update. And while it is super cold, it is also super hot. And yes, you understand that could mean weather because it's been really cold and really hot on some days. But we're also talking about the real estate market. We have seen a cold market and we have seen a hot market. So stick around for this video because I want to talk about the current market update, how you can make more money on the home if you're looking to sell, and really just generally how to be smart in this real estate market. For our Southern Northern Virginia market, we want to look at these stats together. As we compare February versus January of 2025, we're going to see some similarities and actually some big differences. So let's just follow the logic behind these numbers. Available inventory has not moved much in this last 30 days. This last 30 days, we had 1,142 homes. The month previous was 1139, so it's pretty much exact same inventory that we had a month ago. And we also see a little uptick in under contracts. So we had 981 go under contract this last 30 days versus 916 the month before. So that's good. We see seasonality here, and I think that's really what we're looking at. Is we don't see a lot of change in these last 2 months because the months of December and January are often just a little bit slower, and we start seeing inventory pick up come that February, March, April timeframe. So I think seasonality tells us it's been pretty consistent among those two. Now, this one is maybe a little bit of a shocker, and that is 653 homes sold this last 30 days compared to 942 in the previous month. That's 30% less homes sold this last 30 days. So, why is that? Well, I really think that we had a big boost coming after the new administration in November. I saw it as I was helping sellers sell and buyers buy. There was just a consumer confidence that came, and there really was a boom from with folks closing in the month of December. And I think what we saw is we had 30% less homes closed in the month of January because I believe there was just a consumer confidence that was happening in November, which caused people to close in December. And now we're into the January, February timeframe, and interest rates have not lowered. They haven't gone up really much, but they also haven't lowered. And I think people were really hoping that they would. And so we see a little bit more of the market kind of calming down for a moment. Now, we also see that with months of inventory. So the last 30 days, we had 1.7 months of inventory. Well, I'm sorry, at the very moment, we have 1.7 months inventory compared to a month ago, we had 1.2. So it's 45% more inventory right now on the market than there was 30 days ago. And so there's less buyers because I think a lot of those buyers chose to buy right there at the end of November than wait with consumer confidence. And also, I think some buyers just haven't gotten back up out in the buying field because they were really hoping that interest rates would lower and they didn't. So we have more inventory at the moment. And that's what's contributing to a little higher days on the market. Days on market have not changed dramatically from last month. Currently, we're still sitting at 59 total days average, every house on the market. 28 is median. And so if you're getting into the market wondering how long is it going to take for your home to sell, then you want to look at median about 28 days. Now, obviously, homes are selling faster. Some homes are selling longer, but that's just what the current movement is. So definitely a lot slower than last year because we were at about 19 at this time last year. But again, why? Inventory is higher. Inventory is higher. The buyer demand is still there, though they're not paying as much. And so we drop down and we looked at the list to close price is 99.2% this last month, and compared that to the month before, we were at 100.1. So because inventory increased a little bit, buyers got a little bit more negotiation room and were buying houses about 0.8% lower than what they were asking. So, what does that mean to you? If you're a seller, don't overprice your home thinking that buyers will come in super low. Meaning, if you have an $800,000 house, don't go in at 850 because buyers aren't really giving you that kind of offer of a 750 $800,000 offer. It's just not the current market. So if you're a seller, you need to price it right. If you're a buyer, you just need to shop the current market. Now, as an agent, my goal is to get my sellers top dollar. As my goal as an agent for my buyers is to get them as good of a deal as possible. And so as we meet, we will strategize on every house because every house might be different. But I do just want you to know the current market trends as you're in the market. Average sales price increased dramatically over the last 30 days. So average sales price for all homes that sold in the last 30 days was 614,900. That's up 8% over the last month. What does that mean? More of the higher price point homes closed. That's all. Why? Well, maybe because of consumer confidence coming out of November, December, more of the higher price point homes closed because of the confidence going into this year. I can't tell you exactly why, but I do think that had a big play. So where are we right now going into this pre-spring market? Well, we have 1.7 months of inventory, and I think just a lot of spring buyers that are just ready to buy. And so most sellers are going to be boomers downsizing. They are going to be, they're going to be in a transitioning kind of era. So they're transitioning maybe into nursing homes, or they're transitioning into maybe even living with family. So a lot of the older generation is needing to sell, not out of lifestyle desires, but really out of just requirements. And so that's bringing a lot of opportunity for some larger homes to be available on the market. And you have a lot of availability that are going to be hitting on these higher price point homes. So if you are looking kind of in that average price point and above, this is going to be a good market to be in because there's going to be plenty of inventory that's going to be in that price point. So don't simply wait for lower interest rates. We have learned over the last 2 years that has not worked for anybody. So don't do that. You want to get in the market early to be able just to make sure you're shopping for the best home. If you're looking to sell your home, then get into the market early. There's just not enough evidence to say that the market is going to be much higher or much lower by the end of the year. We can make an argument for either. And so when you have that kind of argument, just get in now because you know that it's still good. You know that you're still getting close to asking price as sellers. There is still buyers. Just plan on the home being on the market for at least that 28 days because that's just the way the market is moving. So I hope that is encouraging. Overall, it's encouraging. I'm excited for the spring market, though nothing that's telling us that you have to drop everything and do everything this second. I think drop everything and do something this month. All right, that's my philosophy. Okay, have time to prepare. So let's talk about selling in today's market real quick. How to make a little bit more money in the current market. Well, because inventory is going to be increasing, that means buyers do have a little bit more say in what kind of home they want. If you are looking to maximize price and profit of the home, you do want to do the upgrades. You do want to do that. Now, because over the last 3 years, there's been a lot of equity gain in the market due to appreciation, many of you might be sitting on 20% or more equity in your home and need to sell, but you also have a lot of upgrades that you need to do to the home. If that's you, you might be in the perfect scenario to consider something called a renovate now, pay later program, where if you have equity in the home, then you work with a company like us where we'll come in and we will renovate your home. And then we will sell your home, and then we get paid back at closing. Why do we do that? Well, one, we know how to renovate. We know what to do, what not to do. We know how to do it in a cost-effective way. Well, what's the benefit to you? You make more money at the end. Okay, so not all markets need a renovate and pay later program. But this market does, because people are willing to pay top dollar for move-in ready homes because they're sitting on a high interest rate. They're just not as prone to buying homes that are not upgraded because they're sitting on a high interest rate. This is going to be a higher payment. So you are going to make more money statistically if you do the right upgrades now when you sell. So if you just don't have the cash flow to be able to do the upgrades, consider the renovate now, pay later program. All right. Obviously, ping me, ask me about it. I'll be able to answer all those questions. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your February. I look forward to sharing with you what happens in the real estate market in March.